This week on Meatheads, Derek and I will talk about getting in shape for the summer. We're doing our chest-triceps fantasy draft and what we like and don't like about influencers in the gym.
Have you ever been gaming or working online classes and your internet service constantly gets interrupted? First Nations Fiber is about to ensure that just won't happen again. Get ready for high speed at a new level. Click on fnfiber.com and sign up today. First Nations Fiber, empowering people through connectivity.
We are good to go. Welcome back to Meatheads. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been too long since we have been with you, and for that we are sorry, but we are back, and we are back with a vengeance. My name is Marc Lalonde. With me, as always, my good friend, Total Fitness CEO and fitness expert extraordinaire, right here in Kahnawake, Derek DeLille. How are you, Derek?
I'm doing fantastic.
Last week, you were not doing fantastic.
No.
So why don't you tell the good people out there what was happening with you, Derek?
I don't know. I had that cold that was going around. Not quite sure what it was. I didn't get tested for anything. I just kind of had flu-like symptoms, really tired, headaches. It lasted for about 2 weeks, and they even sent me to the hospital to get x-rays to make sure everything's okay. And everything was okay. He just said it's a cold, let it pass its course, and you'll be back to normal in no time. And I still have the heavy breathing where you can just kind of feel I'm trying to push the air out as I talk. It's like it's fatiguing, but I'm
you're hanging in there. You're
in.
Almost back to 100% is what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's great news. I'm really glad to hear that. From my end, it's just been too long since I've seen you because I like hanging out with you. So that I'm really glad to hear that you're up and around again, because we always have the best conversations here on Meatheads. We always have the liveliest discussions. We always have, I feel like, the most fun fitness discussions that you can possibly find out there in podcast universe, as it were. So, Derek, what's new with you?
What's new with me? Just my personal goals are dialed right in. I set a goal for myself right before Christmas. For some reason, I don't know why, I want to get into shape before Christmas. So I started sometime in November, and I figured the longer it takes, the easier it'll stay off, type of thing. So I'm down about maybe 15 pounds since November, and like I said, diet's in, except my 2 weeks of being sick, which prevented me from working out or eating, but it kind of stabilized everything. I didn't really lose anything. It was almost like a break from everything. And in that aspect, everything's going great.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, business is doing really good, really full, really packed.
Lots of community members coming in and training, discovering the bug.
Yep.
A lot of questions being asked about weight training.
Lots of questions.
A lot of curiosity.
I got some people in my inboxes that aren't even from town that just kind of see me on Instagram or wherever.
Fantastic.
And just asking questions on training and little tidbits of advice here and there. So been pretty busy.
Excellent. I've been experiencing the same uptick in curiosity. A lot of my clients as well have been like, oh, I passed your name on to other people, and those other people would call, and inevitably those referrals would come home to roost. And so it's been really quite something to have word of mouth spread without having to spend a dime on marketing. So that's great news in and of itself for my particular end of the training business. But I really, really want to focus on we're in February now. We're 3 months till June. You got March, you got April, and you got May. If you want to get in shape, Derek, should you wait till May?
I don't think you should wait. I think you should be always trying to get into shape somehow. Most people like to start in January, but most people don't stick with it past March. So this is the crucial point where it's starting to get nice out. And we're in that springtime weather, and your motivation for getting to shape should be kind of through the roof right now. You're seeing a lot of gym specials coming on, trainer specials going around, and you're just seeing a lot of fit people either starting their morning jogs now. I've seen it in my neighborhood. Even when it's snowing, I see people jogging around. So it kind of gives you that motivation. Like, okay, well, they can do that, so can I. But now that the weather's nicer, it even makes you feel more that you can do it.
I understand that sensation. I've been seeing it as well. An early spring has meant that interest that would normally come later on is starting to come already. People are seeing sun and warmth, and they're like, oh, better show some skin. Oh, maybe I shouldn't. So obviously, but as you say, people should be trying to get in shape throughout the year. As weight training fitness people, we espouse that, we live that, we lead that, we set that as an example. But
yes, there's always that but. It's
there's
not
a
for
huge
everybody.
but. you know as well as I do that the most dramatic results for new exercisers are going to come in those first 12 weeks, those first 3 months. So if you can start now and you start going like, I don't know, 6 days a week to the gym, what kind of results are you going to see?
Well, if you're brand new, if they can do 6 days a week, doesn't mean it has to be weight training every day.
No, it could be some cardio days in there, mixing some, like, play around on the cardio machines. Yeah. Spend a day just doing 15 minutes of treadmill, 15 minutes elliptical, 15 minutes on a bike. Anyway, sorry, I stepped on you.
No, it's all good because even on the weekends, you can just focus on the stretching part, recovery. And when you're new to this, you're going to lose a lot of weight. You're going to get strong really, really fast. Like the first 3 months, first 6 months is the best time to work out because your results are phenomenal. Like, I wish I could keep this going on forever.
It's incredible. The changes you experience those first 6 months are just like, it's a miracle.
But it's having people, okay, the first month sucks.
Yep.
The second month, you're seeing something, you're feeling harder. The third month, you start seeing it. But then that's when people start finding excuses not to come.
Right.
I'm too busy, work, kids, daycare, school.
Yeah.
They can't fit in 30
They see a little
minutes.
definition and they feel like it's mission accomplished.
Pretty much, yeah. So then, and all of a sudden, this happens to me all the time. I have clients that come and then they'll go away for a little while. And then they'll come back like, like one girl messaged me today, I feel like a jelly roll. I need to get back. And apparently she's starting back today, this afternoon. So I'm like,
I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, and we'll see if they do, because I hear that as well. I'll be in this afternoon and then they're not in. So as trainers, we know that when people have had some time off, the chances of them making that first appointment back is what? 50-50?
Yeah. Well, she did have a minor surgery. So she got the okay 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And she told me, she's like, yeah, I've been kind of slacking off for the last 2 weeks, but I'm coming in today for sure because I feel like a jelly roll. I'm like, all right, program's on the board. Come on in with your group, whatever. And there you go.
Right.
So we'll see at 3:00.
I guess we'll see at 3:00. That's coming very soon. So, so you're in the gym 6 days a week. Okay. You've got that part. You're spending some of that time. You say as a new exerciser, 4 of those days are weight training days. Fair enough.
Yeah.
And that's a big load still for a new exerciser, and then still pretty dramatic. So you spend another couple of days in the gym, and maybe while you're in the gym doing that stretching day, you play around with some other things, you discover some new exercises you like, and you increase your range of exercises that you're comfortable doing and machines you're comfortable using. So I feel like just coming in those 6 days and, as you say, doing a stretch will put you in the frame of mind to like, oh, I'm curious. I'm going to look around. I'm going to check out the different things. I'm going to try different exercises. So,
and it keeps you in a habit of being active every day. If you just do that 3 days a week, which is what I recommend for a lot of people, but if you don't come in the other days, it's so much easier to skip that next day, skip that next day. But if you're there every day on a schedule, on a routine, you know, Monday to Sunday or Monday to Saturday that you're going to be there. So it makes it a little bit more accountable.
Habitual. Yeah, it's a habit, and that's what we want. That's what we want to espouse. I mean, obviously, we want people to eat well to go with that.
Yeah.
So if you are eating very clean as a new clean eater, and you are exercising 6 days a week as a new exerciser, holy spit, you're going to see some results right off the bat.
It happens really fast.
Really fast. Probably going to lose 10 to 12 pounds that first month. And if you don't believe us, try it. 10 to 12 pounds. That's a promise. You stick to the diet and you exercise 6 days a week, 10 to 12 pounds.
Yeah.
No matter who you are.
Exactly. And for new people, I try not to use the word diet. I use diet in my own workouts, but it's a change of eating plan. You know, I think diet scares everybody because right away they think rice cakes and tuna.
Yeah. I think I like to use the words tighten up my nutrition and clean up my eating.
Yeah. Tighten up my nutrition, what I use. I'm tightening up my diet this week or.
Yeah.
See, that's what I use for myself because it's just.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I'm like, I'm just gonna scale back a little bit on different things that I'm doing, and I'm gonna clean things up. So, the last 4 or 5 weeks I've had to clean things up a little bit, and I'm really happy with how that's gone.
And that's the thing. That's what's great about new people. They don't need to weigh their food. They don't I weigh my food just because I've been doing this for 30 years. So
forever and ever. It's a habit.
But for people that are just getting into it, don't worry about weighing your food, counting calories. Just eat balanced, healthy meals. And we all know what that is, right? If you don't, we have web pages that just shows you what healthy eating is all about.
You have a really easy human design system that tells you what healthy eating is. And that is stop for 30 seconds. And if you're full, stop eating. Yep. If you don't feel like eating anymore after those 30 seconds, stop eating. That's a pretty good barometer.
Yep.
You don't need to count anything. You don't need to eat numbers. Just try and eat something green and try and eat something
lean.
Yeah.
Green and lean.
Those are the best. Chicken breast and spinach. Oh, dear God. With hot sauce, like those two are my go to the mattresses meal.
Yeah.
You know, when I don't know, when I absolutely have to tighten everything up for like a week and want to drop 8 to 12 pounds, I'm eating chicken and spinach all week, baby.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll eat that any day, twice on Sunday. And I probably will eat it twice on Sunday this week. Okay. So we're having a fantasy draft this week, which is my favorite. I think, I don't know if we've ever actually done this one, so I'm super excited. We're doing a fantasy draft of our favorite chest tricep exercises. And so the challenge Derek and I gave each other this week was to come up with a workout that is as all-encompassing and universal as possible for your chest and your triceps. So essentially a push workout. And we each had to draft 5 exercises. So because Derek has been ill and probably, is probably slower on the uptake as a result, I'm going to give him first choice just because I'm such a good person and a really nice guy. So, Derek, the floor is yours.
All right, well,
my friend.
When their first exercise, because I know what your favorite exercise is of all time, but my favorite upper body exercise, chest exercise, tricep exercise has to be the incline barbell press.
Yep.
It's I find it hits your chest great, hits your shoulders, hits your triceps even. And it doesn't give me any shoulder problems, which is a major factor in a lot of my pressing exercises.
I so much agree with you in terms of the shoulder thing, because like every chest day, without fail, Derek, I will feel my chest for 6 to 7 hours after the workout. And then an hour and a half before I go to bed, my shoulder goes. And it starts screaming at me. So I have to put on ice packs, take some Tylenol, what have you. It's bad. It's not good. And this happens without fail, my right shoulder. So I have to start lifting like my elbow and putting it on things.
You know what? I get that from bench press.
Yeah, 100%. Then when I do heavy bench, it's that.
Yep.
And so that's why the incline is better. So my number one is incline dumbbell press. I find the same thing. You can really cut off the range of motion into like almost a 45-degree angle, so that you're only hitting your pecs and your shoulders hardly feel any of it. You get your tricep here on the negative, you get your tricep on the concentric at the top, but you're not locking out your shoulders, so it's all pecs and triceps. And so I'm with you. So I took incline dumbbell press. All right, so now we've gotten all the incline stuff out of the way. Go ahead, your call.
All right. The other one I've started doing a lot now is a close grip bench press.
That's a good one. Wow, you're going to hit chest and triceps in that one. Well done, sir.
And see, because right now I'm on an upper lower body program focusing on arms. So I try to get my close grip to get my chest and my triceps. And then the rest of my workout is arms and triceps. But I try to get that close grip to get a little bit of chest in there because my chest kind of dwarfs my arms right now. So I'm trying to get the arms up a little bit. So that's close grip bench press.
Right.
But the key, I think, with that is not to go too close because you can really hurt your wrists.
I'm with you. Yeah. I don't. So close grip bench press has always been hard on my wrists because I have arthritis and they chronically are, pretty much they're stiff as hell. So for me, close grip bench press is almost an impossibility unless it's really lightweight. I mean, we're talking, not even a plate. So I'm not even going to hit a plate on an Olympic bar and do 135 with a close grip bench press. But I will do like a dumbbell skull crusher, or I'll do a nice easy curl skull crusher, which is far preferable to my wrists. Like the difference between a straight bar and an easy curl bar is it's night and day.
Yeah.
I have a lot of senior clients and I'm like, stay away from the straight bars, do the easy curl. They're like, why? I'm like, I could give you the science, but we'll be here for half an hour. Just trust me.
It's so much better for your wrists.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to go off the board here and I'm going to go with plate bus drivers.
Okay.
So if for our uninitiated, it's a standing exercise where you hold a weight plate in your arms at arm's length with your arms straight, hands on each side of it, and then you twist over top and over top. So it's sort of murderous on the shoulders too, but boy, oh boy, does it hit the bottom part of that pec in a way not a lot of exercises do.
Yeah, I've done a finisher like that one time. Blows everything up.
It blows everything out. Yeah. It's not pleasant, but you can never not do one more is the problem. It's 45 pounds. You're like, well, of course I can do one more. And you keep doing one more until, well, you're throwing up.
Yeah, so, pretty much.
Yeah.
Or burning.
Yeah. Oh, I throw up before I burn. Every time, twice on Sunday. My stomach goes fast. Okay. So that's mine. I'm going with the bus driver. You got 3. Okay. Go.
It's kind of controversial, but I find dips. There's different versions of dips. You can do a forward lean or more upright.
Yep.
And if your shoulders can take it, and as long as you're not overstretching, it really targets the tricep, especially if you use like, sometimes I'll put a band around my neck and anchor it to a heavy dumbbell at the bottom. So it's peak contraction at the top. And I just keep my movement slow. So I'm not hurting my elbows, not hurting my shoulders again. And it's not the most favorable exercise for your shoulders, but if you find your right groove, it really targets the chest and tricep.
I'm right there with you, because if you can find the right angle and the right position to keep your bum in just such a space where that you can put it back on the bench without causing irreparable damage to your shoulders, it hits your triceps like jamais vu.
Yep.
So that, for our English listeners, which are the majority of our listeners, that means like nothing you've ever seen before. So that's what we're talking about. It really does hit. And it is a bit controversial because like some people even have it on a list of
not to do exercises.
Yeah, not to do exercises. I don't. I think very highly of dips, especially if you can get them off, like leaning forward, leaning back, maybe with a bench, like especially for newbie people. I highly recommend just putting 2 feet on the floor, bending your knees.
Or kind of bench dip.
Yeah, like a bench dip.
Yeah.
Yeah. And right there, just bench dip alone.
That hits your triceps
That
really
hits
hard.
your triceps very hard.
Yeah.
And you don't run the risk of wrecking your shoulders right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then maybe down the road, you can be the guy in the gym who ties 2 45-pound plates to his belt and starts doing tricep dips in the dip machine.
Yeah.
Like those are also, you have to be in the right position. Because if you're not leaning forward, my friend, you are going to blow out your ulnar, everything.
I remember when I was young, I used to be one of those guys that put a bunch of plates on there. Like when you're young and strong and dumb, you just put a bunch of plates on there. And I remember after every set of 6 or whatever, every joint in my body would kind of be screaming to the point where when I had to unload the weight, I had to slowly let go of the bars because everything felt overly tight, like something's going to snap. And I didn't like that feeling, but I just did it because I heard it's a great exercise. Now, many years later, I realized, okay, Derek, go easy. Don't go so heavy. Get the feel for it. And I would just crank out the reps. And I don't even know if I did full range at the time. It just felt so heavy, but every joint was like electric.
Contracted and wouldn't let go.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that feeling. I used to wake up after football games and I'd wake up and I'd turn the shower on, but I couldn't unbend my elbows. So I'd turn a hot shower on with my T-Rex arms. And then I'd get in this hot shower and it would take me like 5 minutes in the hot shower before my muscles would like relax enough in the heat to let my arms bend.
See, I wish I knew a lot what I know now that I knew back then. The things have been a lot different, less injuries and probably more gains.
True. Also, we know more now in the fitness business than we knew 40 years ago.
That's true.
Right? Or 30 years ago, when we both started training. So like back then it was, dips. You did the lat pull down behind your head. You did all kinds of other foolish things that were nonsense. And I saw a guy doing them yesterday in the gym. And I didn't correct him because he had just stolen my leg extension machine. So I didn't walk up to him and correct him. And I'm like, you know what, buddy? You go around stealing people's machines. You deserve to have a herniated disc.
You know where they get these from, right? When you open up magazines. And you know what? I read an article on a bodybuilder. I think it was Tom Platz. And he says that when they do the pictures, they do exercise that they don't normally do. They do pictures that shows the muscles more. So if you're doing a pull behind the neck pull down and you're standing upright, the pictures grab your back in a perfect angle. But they never really did those exercises. Like even Tom Platz said he didn't focus so much on leg extensions as he did on hack squats.
Right.
But all his pictures shows him with a mouth wide open doing leg extensions.
Sure,
failure.
Because leg extensions make your quads look massive. Yeah. And Platz is, but no, squats are 100%. Like I supervise a weight training program with teenagers, and they vacillate. They always they're always sort of are attracted to the leg extension machine. It feels when they do it like it's a good exercise, but I tell them, I'm like, do it last in your leg day. Yeah. Do it last. Do your squats. Do your lunges. Do your hack squats. Your sled pushes. Your split squats. Anything but that.
And if you have energy to do like I call it a foof exercise, then you can do it, Yeah, exactly.
It is a foof exercise. There's no athletic benefit to extensions. When in the world are you functionally going to be seated and have to lift a weight off of your ankles? It's a never. It doesn't do anything for you except make your quads feel like they're burning and make your knees feel like someone's just shot you in the knee.
And that's the only exercise that burns so much. It kind of gets that stomach going, like that.
Yes. I get the throw up feeling a lot. I think we just had that conversation 4 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got a fourth exercise coming up and I'm going with dumbbell chest flies. So I'm going to keep those dumbbells from the extensions that I used from the incline press I used before, and I'm going to use them for bench chest flies. I had a choice between machine flies here and even pec deck because of I wanted one exercise that specifically targeted the pecs and pecs only, and that's my number one, and that's my favorite one for pecs and pecs only. Yeah, I'm a dumbbell fly guy 6 times out of 7.
I used to dumbbell flies many, many years ago. This is a quick story. 2001, I was doing dumbbell flies, and my idol at the time did 100-pound dumbbell flies, pro bodybuilder. I figured if I could do 100-pound dumbbell flies, I'll get as big as him. Yeah, when you're young and dumb, you try things. So I did. I built up to 80 pounds, and I said, "Why do this feel light?" I'm thinking maybe I'm doing more of a press than a fly. So I took a deep breath, opened up my arms a little bit more, did a nice big stretch. My left arm went to the ground. This little tendon here snapped. My chest was hanging in the middle of my chest. And, you know, it still has a little deformality after 24 years. So so nice and light feel. See, if I knew things I know now that I knew back then, no injuries. So go light, feel the muscles, slow negatives. Don't go crazy. Don't fly for your life.
Again, I work with teenagers, and that's the number one thing I've teach them is like, go down and wait. Do sets you can reasonably accomplish and do them over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, agreed.
Like don't go to 185 pounds because someone else can do 185 pounds.
Yeah.
Like compete with yourself. It's really tough to watch sometimes. All right, so we got 3 each. It's your turn.
All right, this is one I tried many years ago. My friend introduced me to it about 30 years ago. And I did it once and that was it. I came across it maybe last month. It's called the barbell pullover and press.
Okay.
And apparently hits your tricep in every position. It hits it from the stretch to the lateral hip.
I know it well. I hate it. I used to teach a quick story. I used to teach a class called Group Power. And so every song, there were 10 songs in an hour class, and every song hit a muscle part. So one of these songs would hit triceps, and one of our choreographies one time was to do pullovers. And I'm like, well, no problem. This is gonna be great. So you got a barbell in this class, and I got a 45-pound plate on each side. So but the barbell itself is not an Olympic one. So it's like a 5-pound bar. So we're talking 90 pounds at most. And I'm like, okay, this isn't a problem in extensions. I got this. Skull crushers, no problem. Pullovers, holy crap, whole new world. What the hell?
You get the stretch in your triceps. You get a little bit of stretch in your lats, your shoulders, your chest muscles. And because it's almost like a 2-part motion, a set of 10 is actually a set of 20. And it's taking forever. And you're feeling that burn at rep 6, rep 7. You're like, oh my God. It
really is one of those what the hell exercises that you do. And you're like, oh my God, I can't believe how hard this is.
Yep.
Pullovers, I feel that way about Pavlov's push. One of those what the hell exercises. Okay. So you got 4. I'm going for number 4 right here. And I have to take the granddaddy of them all, despite my shoulder misery, heavy barbell, wide grip, bench press. Give me that. Because that's the sexy one, baby. That's the one everybody wants to walk in the gym and do.
Yep.
And that's the one that I had to do in order to like get my street cred from the kids at this program that I supervise. So like I, had to bench press 305 or whatever. And they're like, whoa, that's crazy. They're like, can you do it again? I'm like, I'd rather not. It hurts.
It's the exercise that everybody wants to know. Hey, Derek, what do you bench? And for the longest time, I wouldn't bench. And if I did do a bench, it would be on a slight decline. Only because Dorian Yates did it, and he says it was better. So that's how I did it. I used to train based on him.
Yep.
And I said, well, I don't know what I bench, but I can tell you what I decline bench. He goes, oh, not the same. So I always felt like you had that ego with people. So I'm like, well, that's what I do.
Decline bench is a great exercise. It's a real underrated exercise.
It's just a little decline. Yeah.
I always liked the deep decline because I loved the feeling of the elbows tight and you're pushing up and off and you feel every sort of ounce of that spot outside the pectorals that it hits that I'm like, it's unbelievable.
Like was the head rush when you're upside down.
Yes,
on
it's
your last rep.
tough. So you gotta really breathe. Yeah. If you don't do a real strong exhale and you're doing a long set, you may pass out.
Yeah.
No, it's a very real possibility. So that's a consideration. Okay. Are you taking decline bench as your number 5? Because you got a number 5. And if you don't take it, I'm taking it.
No, I got a good one for number 5. This is, I've seen it once in an old magazine. I tried it once about 20 years or 30 years ago. It's called the dumbbell fly pullover combo. So you grab 2 dumbbells.
Okay.
You stretch it as a pullover.
Yep.
So then your chest is being stretched out. You bring it in front of you. Now you do a fly. So you're getting a stretch.
So you're
on
getting
the side.
expansion in both directions.
Exactly. And I tried it once. And again, it's double the reps.
Yeah.
You got to go very light. And, I was young. I'm
trying it this afternoon.
Oh, it's a good feel. Lightweight. And
I'll just
get that pump.
I'll just start out with the 30s.
Yeah.
It'll be nice and light. Yeah. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Let me know how
I
how
will.
it is
I'll text you when I'm done, and I'll let you know. Yeah, no, I'm doing it this afternoon. That's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it's a double combo.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. So, okay. So I'm taking, oh no, I can't. I have to take a tricep exercises. I need a comprehensive chest triceps. So I'm going with the classic cable pulley triceps push down with a bar, not a rope extension. And I'll tell you why. The rope extension where you split it at the bottom, really fabulous for isolating the triceps, especially the short head. That being said, it hurts my shoulders so much.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts my shoulders so much. The simple bar push down, no problem.
See, I've been, I guess, practicing the rope pull down. But what I'll do is I'll grab 2 rope handles, so the ropes are even longer. So I'm not kind of coming down like this. It's kind of coming out to the sides, almost like
right. So you're coming from your nipples out instead of from your diaphragm out.
Exactly, because the ropes are like
because they're separated.
Yeah, and I find that really helps with my range of motion and doesn't hurt anything.
Now I'm going to ask, speaking of range of motion, those ropes are long. So that means you have to use grip strength because you're not pushing down against the head of the rope.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, unearthed gems here on the Meatheads podcast here today. This is quite the podcast. I have to say, illuminating, delightful, entertaining, and fun. So, okay. Number 5, that's it for me. So I've got my 5. You've got your 5. So here's what we're going to do, Derek. I think we should go test out our 5 and we should compare notes on the next broadcast. What do you think? Does that sound good? All right.
Sounds good. I can implement them.
Awesome. Speaking of which, so I know that you're a Dorian Yates guy, but we all know the godfather of contemporary bodybuilding is
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Did you hear he's doing a time travel movie about composers from Germany? Yeah, it's called I'll Be Back.
Classic.
Yeah, I love that one. All right. So I love a good Schwarzenegger joke. Okay. So, transitioning from something that we find mildly amusing to something we may find less mildly amusing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've run into this as a gym owner. As a gym trainer, I have run into this repeatedly and often in my job, and it's starting to grate on me. And that is influencers and their tripods and their cameras and their lights. And they're lighting people.
I am thankful that I have a private gym.
Yeah.
If they bring their camera in, it's usually me recording them doing an exercise so we can promote them. But there's no, Derek, you walked in front of my camera. It's over. I'm leaving. There's none of that. But I do watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I do see a lot of angry members of the gym when somebody walks in front of their camera and they get really peed off. Or if, I don't know, I can't. I don't think I could ever. I'd rather train in my home gym than joining a public gym. Just for that reason, I think.
It's tough. So I'll give you my situation. At Monster Gym, there's obviously the very, very, very well-equipped and very, very big downstairs part of the facility, but there's also the upstairs part of the facility wherein, if you are a private trainer, you have access to this VIP gym. Very well-equipped, perfect, really private. My clients love it. I have a lot of senior clients. They really appreciate the privacy. They really appreciate the intimate nature of the setting. So the lady from the front desk comes up to my office last week, and I'm not an employee. I am a contractor. I rent the office from Monster Gym. So she comes up to me and she said, I just need you to police this. If influencers come in here and just start using the VIP room, can you just toss them out? I'm like, can I? So later that day, lo and behold, this 22-year-old came in and decked out, full makeup, nails done, booty shorts, sports bra, everything hanging out, with 2 guys in tow, one for lighting, one for camera. And I'm like, downstairs, please. You have to go downstairs. You can't use this area. And it gave me such satisfaction. I was so happy. The Germans have a word for it. It's called Schadenfreude. It is taking pleasure in the displeasure of others. And I cannot tell you how many, like you, videos I've seen on YouTube of influencers starting confrontations with members because they walked in front of their cameras. And I'm like, am I taking crazy pills?
Well, you know what? Now I don't think so much that they're doing that for the sake of showing what they're doing. I find there's also women, well, not just women, but I'm sure there's guys that do it too. But I usually see the women doing it. They'll have a video of themselves with whoever is behind them in the frame to see if they look at them. And once the guy looks at her, All of a sudden she makes a big stink about it, posts it on Facebook or wherever. Look at this guy, I'm trying to get an easy workout in and he can't stop staring at me while I'm doing Romanian deadlifts and booty shorts.
Right. And recording it for the whole world to see.
Exactly. And
right.
if you're in a public gym, people will look at you. It's human nature. You know, it's not being rude, not being staring unless you're a creep. But if you just glance over, like, oh, look at that. And then go back to your set.
Yep.
You know?
If I'm at a machine in a gym, or if I'm at an apparatus, or I'm at a weight training station, or I'm in a spot, I'm going to stand, I'm going to turn my head and look around in a gym.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many times, if there is someone who is in less clothing close to me, I'm conscious of keeping my head down and doing my work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be one of those creeps on the internet.
Exactly.
So when I'm very conscious of this, and I wrestle with it, because like I get why people would record themselves sometimes, and that is to correct their own form and to like show their friends and things like that. But the disingenuousness and hypocrisy of someone videotaping their behind for the whole world to see while they do Romanian deadlifts, complaining about one person in a gym looking at them for a split second,
mm-hmm.
I can't even begin to fathom what kind of entitled person you have to be to think this is an okay thing to say.
And it's cringy when you're watching these videos too. And, you know, you look at it, it's like, girl, you know, you're doing this in front of people, they're going to look. And I'm sure they do it for views, for ticks or clicks or whatever, you know.
Ticks? Is there a thing as ticks? I don't know.
No, I meant clicks.
Right. But you meant something on TikTok type of thing, like likes.
Oh yeah, that too could be on that too.
Could be on TikTok, yeah.
Mm-hmm,
That's
maybe.
mostly where these people go complaining.
Yeah, maybe it's called ticks on TikTok. I don't know.
Boy, this is where I don't go. This is why I don't go on TikTok, so I don't know.
Social media is too much for me. I'll brush through it all, have a little laugh, and that's it.
Good on you, man. That's I'm proud of you, because I can't even. It makes me mad, so I don't even listen to it. Anyway, it has been a pleasure, Derek. As always, it's been great. Thank you so much. We have covered a lot of ground here today on Meatheads. I invite you all here in the community to come check out Derek's facility at Total Fitness. Derek, thank you so much.
Thank you.
This has been Meatheads. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to Meatheads, and please check out our other podcasts on Apple, Spotify, or Google, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Check out The Front Page and The Beating Table.